really? Okay, great. Let's see how you manage this one now.
I am so glad. See, viewers, Prof was going to say, good morning, Bibby. And then he just wrote that. I said, good morning, viewers. How are you doing? Thank you for
I don't know. Do you know? I don't know. You know, you're not necessarily covering yourself with glory the way, because you can see what happened there, right? I'm saying, how are you, Bibby? And you're busy talking to other people. It's all good. But I think Prof, everybody can see, right? You can see what's going on here.
Prof, I did say to you that when we come live on this show, I will always greet our viewers first. That's what I said to you. So,
and I say to you, Bibby, you know that saying, when they go low, we go high. That's it. I'm staying high.
Okay. High. Well, viewers, I'm sure you won't mind. Anyway, let's just give it to Prof this morning. Let's find out how he's doing. You know, what do you say to that?
It's all right. I'm good.
Hello,
good.
Prof.
It's fine.
Guys,
it's
don't
fine.
let me be sacked. Yeah, I don't want to be sacked on this show. So I better keep Prof up. You understand? So let me just greet him. Prof, good morning to you. How are you doing?
I'm very well indeed. Thank you for asking. I thought you'd never ask.
Great. Wow. You know, I would ask you. So don't worry. I would ask you. How was your week? I hope it was a good one.
Good. Yeah. Good. Yeah? Good week. Yeah. I mean, I'm saying that obviously on a personal level, it's been a great week. But I guess over the last couple of weeks, the nation sort of is reeling from the shock of the loss of Sir David Amis and the circumstances surrounding that. So, of course, bearing in mind that there is a family, there are families who are just dealing with this unexpected loss. That's why I hesitated when I said that. But overall, good. In all things, we give thanks.
I know, yeah. I mean, we do give thanks indeed. You know, in all things, we give thanks because that is the will of God for us, right? It is really sad, to be fair. When I heard the news myself, I was like, really? Like, seriously? But again, you know, with all of these things, sometimes we want to be able to explain it, but we just can't. I mean, this was a man who has been in the public service for so long, you know, I think about 40 years or something like that, you know. And I mean, you just need to hear the tributes from different people. I watched the service of songs for about 45 minutes of it, actually. And I was really moved, you know. I mean, not that one would say, you know, as we said, in all things, we give thanks. And for me, I just looked at it. I was like, okay, it was like 80-something, 84 or thereabout. And I was like, you know what? I'm grateful to God for his life. But I mean, no one ever wants to go that way. But again, it's like these things, we just can't explain it. We can't understand it. So for me, it's just like, it is sad. It is so hard to believe, but this is the world we live in now. And what really can we do as a people, you know, just to help ourselves? I mean, whether we like it or not, these are people who are at the forefront of what our lives look like on earth in terms of the policies that we're living by, you know, everything. They are the ones that are having to carry. You and I don't go into the House of Commons or whatever to debate okay, yeah, Prof does. You know, Prof is the professor. So you do. I don't. So it's like I rely on people like yourself and other like Sir David as well, and other people who be in the house, you know, fighting our corner. I mean, people will have different opinions, right? But no matter what, no man should have to go that way.
No, Bibby, and there was something you said, and I just want to pick up on that. You said we can't explain it, we can't understand it. You know, but that's the problem, actually. We can, with hindsight, with this particular one. We're not talking of somebody who passed away from natural causes, or maybe it was an accident, if you like. This wasn't, right? This was premeditated, whether it was targeted specifically at him or whether he was specifically targeted. Okay, another conversation, but it was premeditated.
But could it have been prevented though?
Well, that's the question, right? So I can imagine right now the family, well, at least not just the family of himself, because this is not the first time this sort of thing is happening, right? In the last 5 years or so, we had Joe Cox in 2016.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
somebody walked up to her and shot her with some antique pistol, right? Yeah, and so you have this question, but so I think there are two levels of questions here. One is just from a general perspective. You know, loss is always difficult to deal with. But it's even more so when you think this did not have to happen, right?
Yeah,
this could have been prevented at whatever level, right? That's one. And then the second consideration here is, like you said, people are at the forefront of policy. right? And at the forefront of whatever, right? I think a year ago, we were talking about people at the forefront of fighting the pandemic, NHS workers, care workers, and even transport workers, bus drivers and train drivers and so forth, and people that worked in the train stations. Now we're talking of somebody who is at the forefront of policy, doing his job, doing what he had seen himself called to do, right? I mean, we often talk about callings in terms of church and spiritual callings, but for somebody to spend so long in public service doing something that they don't actually need to keep doing, I think there's an element of a calling there to serve the people. And I understand that this man was also a person of faith, okay? So, and then you have the two questions, right? One, something that you could think surely should have been avoidable, or at least in the sense that it is the fault of somebody else's decision. Because of somebody else's decisions. Then the other thing about people working at the forefront and how they should be protected. And I think the first one, that's why I kind of picked up on that, because of course the first reaction and response most people would have to that is anger, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Anger and fury, frustration, and you think, somebody's got a problem. Why does somebody else have to suffer? Because
why somebody else have to suffer? Yeah, and that's the thing. Yeah.
Why does somebody else have to pay because somebody's dissatisfied with their life, dissatisfied with society, dissatisfied with the way things are going, and then they decide that somebody else has to pay for it? And that's and so that's why I said, you can trace it. You know exactly when it happened. You know who did it. I mean, that was never in question who did it.
Yeah.
Why it was done, different conversation, but completely irrelevant because it did not need to be done, right? So I think this is the thing when it comes to life. You see, with most other things, if it was a building, you say, yeah, we can rebuild it. If it was a financial loss, material loss, but when it comes to life,
I mean, life is lost. It's lost forever. You don't expect to recover it.
We can't restore it, and this is the thing, and that's why the taking of a life is such a big deal for us. Somebody can steal money, great, okay, we can get that money back.
Replace it, yes.
Right? And how do you, more importantly or more painfully, how do you restore a life that was taken? It's almost when you say lost, you think, taken.
Yeah, do you know, it's like when you think about it, right? Because for me, I just like to reflect on these things. Murdering somebody, maybe you just don't agree with their views on some things or whatnot and everything. But what really does that change for you as a person? Do you understand? Like, you're not expecting to have a personal gain from taking this act. So what exactly do you gain from it as a person? So I feel like, okay, the person who's done this will be somewhere now, maybe probably regretting his actions, or might not even regret the actions. I still feel like, yeah, done it. Yeah, that's fine. I'm ready to go for myself. But again, what does it change? What do we gain from it? As a community, what do we gain from it? And do you think, if I can throw this in there for you, Prof, do you think this might discourage people who are probably aspiring to becoming an MP or a civil servant of some sort? Do you think so? Do you think things like this might discourage people?
So I think to the first question, right, of yours, unfortunately, for us to try to answer that question would mean that we are trying to imagine and understand what this person is thinking. And that's why I said there's a problem. There is a mental problem somewhere, right? There is a lack of wellness somewhere. And if you go into a demented mind, a twisted mind, you only get lost in there because it would not function as you'd expect it to function. You're talking of remorse and so forth. Something that is premeditated, you might be surprised there might be no remorse. Okay, so I think that for me, it suffices to say and to understand that this person's mind is not functioning normally. There is a twisting somewhere, or if you like, a twistedness somewhere, right? And that's why it's important when we talk about renewal of the mind and doing things differently. Last week, I was in a conversation, last week, I was in a conversation in one of the live groups, and we're talking about renewing the mind and how it's important for us as Christians to do that. And I was saying, the process. So I talked to them about 3 P's, and I said, renewing the mind happens in at least these 3 ways. It starts from a perspective, then it goes through a process, and then it ends up in a position.
Yeah.
And I said, but we always talk about renewal of the mind from a positive angle, right? So perspective, we have a conversation, and then you provide a superior argument and change the way I see that particular issue.
Yeah.
My perspective changes. Or I go through a process of education or re-education in whatever way. So from the time I start to the time I end, the process has transformed me, and I no longer think the same way or see things differently. And sometimes by virtue of position, a change of position, either a physical position or mental position, suddenly I see things just differently. When you're on top of a mountain, you're going to see things quite differently from when you're on the foot of the mountain. But you see, the same things apply the other way around.
Wow.
Right? It starts from somebody who is in a place, and then, and I gave this example, when the devil wanted to when he was trying to tempt Jesus, and in essence, to renew his mind the other way around, he was doing the same sort of thing. If you are the Son of God, right? If you're the Son of God, trying to change that perspective. And
so if he accepted that,
then you start the process. You start the process. Isn't that what happened with Eve? Did God really say you accept it, and then the process starts, right? And then he's going through this process of these 3 steps and the 40 days, and at the end he takes him to a position higher to show something different. What happens is that you find out that all of these things mediate the transformation of the mind. Nobody is born with a twisted mind, right? But what happens is that it starts with these, off-chance conversations, or might seem to be random conversations, and then perspectives start to change, and then the process is kicked off. And then you find somebody 5 years ago, I don't recognize you anymore, because you are not the person I knew 5 years ago. Something has happened irreversibly often that means that you're no longer the same person. And then you realize that their position has changed. Whereas you thought they were standing at one point concerning one thing, it's completely changed. And so that can happen the other way around. So you and I would not be able to understand how this person's mind works without going through that process. And you see what I mean? And that's why I don't think we can theorize, but I'm not even sure it's helpful to understand how this mind works, because it's a twisted mind, right? What we need to understand is that for us, it's the other way around. We continue to renew our minds in line with God's will. And then the other question about people working in the front line and being exposed, will this discourage them? I don't know, Bibby. I think that the same way that soldiers losing their lives at the battlefield, doctors losing their lives during COVID. Some of these things are a calling. Again, like
I was gonna say that, you know what, actually working on the front line really have to be that you're called to doing this. Do you understand? So I remember as a pregnant woman going into the hospital, you meet some midwives, the way they would attend to you and all of that, you just can tell that this person isn't doing it for the money or for anything. They're just so well invested in it. But trust me, you come across some people, you ask yourself, what exactly is it that you're doing in this profession? Maybe this is not where you're meant to be. So it's actually, truly, it's a calling for some people, Yeah.
And those people you mentioned, that second group, they probably won't be doing it for 30, 40. They just do it for as long.
They won't do it for a long time. That's right. Yes,
and then
that's
move on.
absolutely
and
right.
You can see it. So I think that there's a calling part of it, and with every calling comes, a cross to be carried. I'm not saying that this is part of it. It's the same reason why a Christian missionary who's accepted the calling to go and preach the gospel should not be beheaded. Because somebody has a twisted mind. So I think that there are policy discussions there are policy decisions there. There is the social malady aspect of it. What happens to these people? How do they go through this process and then end up with such a change, and people around them either don't notice or don't intervene? And that's a conversation that is being had and will continue to be had. I think what both of us and everybody listening, what we owe it to ourselves and our future generations is to ensure that at every point we are closely and carefully always fighting that battle of perspectives, making sure that quickly we correct it, we're on the ball. No, we're not going to let it start a process. And if we do find the process has started, catch it early on to reverse it, right? Let's re-educate. Let's make sure that we're getting the right information out there. We don't let the lie, we don't let falsehood win. We make sure the truth is represented and shared. That means then we don't have to start thinking about positions, because usually by the time you get to the point of a position, it becomes quite difficult to change.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's so right. We can continue talking about this for so long. It is sad, but we pray that the Lord will visit the family and also the community at large as well. God will help all of us. Viewers, please don't go anywhere. When we come back, it will be our Spotlight Minutes. See you soon.
We are plagued with gaps all around us. There is a gap between where you are and where you want to be. Some gaps are obvious, others are not. Sometimes the gap is in our own minds. It is time to mind the gap. In this series, come and learn how to bridge the critical gaps in our lives. Join us every Wednesday this October from 7:25 p.m. on Facebook or YouTube at HOTR London. Don't tune in alone. Invite someone along. Jesus came to fill the gap.
Hey sis, good morning to you.
Welcome. Ladies
and
gentlemen, our viewers everywhere, I present to you the songstress,
Kemi
Mordi. I think those watching, I think a lot of the people that are watching, if they've been watching our services, will recognize the face.
Oh, yes.
And if not the voice, and they say, yes, I recognize that. And maybe they have to, and she sings in the choir. But you know what? I always say there is more to people that meets the eye. So people may know Kemi, the singer, but is there something else about you that people may not know? Do you want to share just one thing about you that those watching may not know about you?
Okay, I'm sure one thing about me that I think a lot of people don't know is that I own a t-shirt brand.
Really?
Wow.
Yes. It's called Kemi Tees. So if you're interested, it's kemitees.co.uk. And it's a Christian t-shirt brand. Yeah. So Christian t-shirt brand. Yeah.
That's in your name, Kemi, then TEES.
Yes. Yes.
Please, what do you mean if you're interested? On SonRise, we're always interested. So please, some branded t-shirts for us, for SonRise, will be very nice. Yes.
Okay. Good. That would be good.
Yeah, that would be good, right? Then we can just wear it.
Yes, we can just wear it. Yeah. Oh, that's so good to know. Well done, sis. Well done. Well, viewers, you've heard it. So if you want some branded t-shirts, don't worry. When she makes for SonRise, you'll see it on SonRise. But yeah, please do visit our website to find out more. Okay. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. You have joined for our Spotlight Minutes, sis. And so on the Spotlight Minutes, we have two options of games that we play. And the first one is Tell Me Something. This is where I give you a word and you use that word as many times as you like, as you possibly can get through to in 30 seconds. Or All About You, where we ask you random questions about yourself and you answer as many as possible under 30 seconds. So which one will be your option this morning?
I'll take All About Me.
All about you. All right. So it seems there's a lot to know about you anyway. So let's go for it. So Prof will ask you the questions. As I always say, time is of essence. Remember, you have only 30 seconds. So the more questions you can get through, the better. So if you're not sure of a question, just say pass. So Prof can read another one to you. Okay. All right, Prof, are you ready?
Yes.
Yes. So Kemi, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. So your time starts now.
What is the first concert you ever attended?
None.
What's your favorite holiday?
America.
What's your favorite time of the year?
2020.
What is your drink of choice?
Coke.
What's your favorite sports team?
None.
Which fictional movie actor would you like to marry?
None.
What's the greatest TV show of all time?
Greece, I think.
What's
time off. I think that was like all this none.
Yes. So I don't know because none. I don't know. So I know there were. I think she got to 7, but I think of those 7, there were maybe 3 or 4 that were nuns. So
I'm thinking. With the way you sing, you haven't
been to exactly. I don't know. I struggle to believe that one. right? And then
no time to think. So I have to.
Wow.
So you can't rig the system, right?
I
so,
like that thinking. I like that thinking. You know what, Prof? As opposed to not saying anything or just passing, I might as well just say none. At least I've said something.
But I don't know, Bibby. I have to think about it. I'm not sure I can accept none as an answer, unfortunately. Otherwise, you just say none to everything.
Well,
so,
it is not. I would say that none is an answer because what's your favorite drink? None. I drink everything.
Funny enough, to that one, she said Coke, right?
Well, yeah, that's an example. It's like Humphrey. What's your favorite food? I like food though.
Please don't bring Humphrey.
All right, sis. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining us. We will see you in service. Can't wait to see you on stage. All right, we'll see you soon. Take care.
Bless you.
Yeah, bye.
Okay, bye.
Depressed, overwhelmed, and submerged under the challenges of life, but God has not forsaken you. Like an eagle, you will rise. You will burst forth, up and out of everything that has tried to keep you under. Your time to emerge is now. Every Sunday this October, Pastor Kemi will be delivering a word to propel us into our season of emergence. So don't miss a Sunday at House on the Rock London, in person or online from 9 a.m, kicking off with our SonRise talk show. The world better get ready because a new you is about to emerge.
Oh my God. I don't know what Kemi did there.
No, she did okay, but like I said, there's a proverb. There's an Igbo proverb that says the feet that walk very fast, the eye that darts from side to side sees those feet. So
really? Well, you can interpret that because
in Pidgin English they will say "Cunning man die, cunning man bury." So I didn't get the idea. So that was very smart. That was very smart.
Very smart.
Anyway,
I know you said it. I know you said it before she left. You did say that we're not going to accept none as answer on this show. So viewers better bear that in mind. And then Kemi, we're going to get Kemi back as well.
Yeah, well, that was very clever, by the way.
She can give us something else. But yes, anyway, thank you so much, sis, for joining us. That was really good. At least you really made me laugh. So really enjoyed that. Thank you. Yes, viewers, we have some news for you. I'm sure you have
about the service. You know, when you say we have some news like that, there are so many things that can come to people's minds.
No, don't worry. SonRise is not stopping. It's not ending. No, don't worry. Yes, it's about the service, really. It's about the service. I'm sure you all heard Pastor Kemi last week when he announced that as the time will be changing, service will also be moving from 9:30 to 10 o'clock, which means SonRise will move from 9 o'clock to 9:30 a.m. So please.
Did you hear those? Did you hear people just celebrating in the background?
I know, yes. They're like, woo, woo, woo. But
I don't have to wake up so early anymore.
We get about an hour and a half, on Sunday now. So please make sure you set your alarms. No excuses. You have to join the show. I will keep an eye on everyone that joins. Prof, I don't know about you, but
I think this is to reiterate what Pastor Kemi was saying. This makes it easier for you to join. It doesn't mean then that you join half an hour later. Right?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And this applies to both, right? Of course, our service activities start from SonRise, right? Kind of our service-related activities. So what we really ideally want you to do is, if you were tuning into the service, usually at 9:30, do exactly the same thing, because then you can be part of SonRise. If you were tuning into SonRise at 9 o'clock, this time you get about half an hour. So you tune in at 9:30 and to see SonRise. And of course, we are all then here joining the service either in person or online at 10 o'clock when the praise and worship and the prayers will start. And then what's there not to like?
That's right. Yes. So viewers, let's start celebrating. That's something to look forward to. So yes, thank you all so very much for joining us this morning. It has been good. Sis Kemi, oh my God, you made me laugh so much. I can't believe it. And Humphrey as well.
She made me speak Pidgin.
She made you speak, exactly. Prof, I've never heard Prof before, Prof is always like speaking good English, but you actually made him speak pidgin English. Well done to you, sis. Well done. That's kudos to you. But anyway, thank you all so very much for joining us this morning. It is time for service. And as always, Prof, please take us into service.
Thank you very much, Bibby, and thank you everyone for staying with us so far. You have got a preview as to what will be happening today, because of course we will have Hill City Choir with people like Kemi, and of course the great songs, voices. We've had everyone from Hill City, well, not everybody, but a good number of them on SonRise by now, so you should know all of them. We had Esther, we've had Linda, we've had Helen, and now we've had Kemi.
So we've had Maria as well.
We've had Maria, of course.
We've had Gozi.
Well, yeah, Gozi is like the music director. We've had
he is part of Hill City.
Bibby, can you just let me do my thing?
Well, I'm just reminding you of people that have been on the show.
We've got, of course, people like you and me there. And of course, we've got Pastor Temi. He's got something fresh from the throne room for us this morning. Don't go anywhere. See you there in a few minutes. God bless you.
God bless you all. Bye.
Bye.